got here is a bathroom that needs to be renovated. It's approximately 5.5 feet wide by 8 feet deep, relatively small. It's the house itself was built sometime in the 30s, and then they moved the house in onto a new foundation back in the 80s. That's when this bathroom was last remodeled. As you can see, it doesn't look very good. It has some plumbing issues. The floor they used, actually the floor is a hardwood floor that they put MDF on top of. And yes, MDF, not plywood. And then they covered it with linoleum. And that's that. But as you can see, it's quite rough. Got a new window in, but the rest of this needs to go. It's going to be completely gutted. Yeah. It should be interesting too when we pull this wall off. There is no insulation basically in the house. I think there'll be some old newspapers from the 30s that are tucked in there. So I'm kind of curious to see what I find. But yeah, so everything will be gutted. It's going to be subway tile with a clawfoot tub that's been restored. The tub was made sometime in the 30s. With the shower kit for the clawfoot tub as well. The toilet, I'm going to be putting in a high tank toilet. Now, it's not a high tank toilet that you can commercially buy. It's just a regular toilet that I'm converting to a high tank toilet, which I will show you guys that and how I did it. Relatively easy. Materials, everything's being done on a budget. This is going to be done quite cheap compared to what it would cost to renovate a bathroom normally. I will not be cutting any corners, however, while saying that. Everything will be done correctly. Everything will be waterproofed, both floor and the wall, and watertight. So I'm actually going to create the floor capable of holding, you know, a ½ inch of water sitting in the floor, and it'll hold it all tight with the floor drain, which I'll show you that too when I get to that. So lots of work. It's going to be quite interesting. Yeah. So I don't know if this will be a video in itself or this will just be the first half of the first video I actually put out of the process. Now,
find the wall. I wonder what we're all going to find here. Some fantastic carpet cleaner. I rarely found it like this. What does it say? Okay, more carpet cleaner. And let's see. There's some always maxi pads. Anybody needs any, I can send some to them. There we go. Oh. $7.89. Don't know how old. Don't look that old, but oh, really light. There we go. Ow. There's more of that pipe. It's in the wall. Oh, these old houses are funny, aren't they? Oh my! Ain't that an old one? Wow, okay. There you go, people. Somebody's old stash. It's not a unibrow on her, it's a piece of dirt. There. Okay. There's something unexpected. What else are we going to find in here? Sorry, the camera doesn't have a light. And I'm having a hard time holding the light camera with one hand. I'll try and discover all these things with the other. Okay. Don't know what to say about that. Children's pajamas and clothes along with this. Ah, okay. Yeah. Something strange. Ah. Okay. This is interesting. Well, we got a bottle of sweet gherkins. That's clearly old. Full of some kind of nasty white powder. That's going to go straight in the garbage. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys. Come on, light. More of that. Oh. Okay, here's some more of these tiles. Okay, well, I think we got most of everything. You can see this garbage looks like a cigarette package foil there. And then parts of the wall to be. So, that was an interesting find. Wow. So, we got the spin curler. Little whale. Don't know. Maxi pads. And then somebody who likes cigars. What does that remind you of? Anybody? Leave it in the comments. And then children's clothes. Filthy, dirty bottoms to children. No, that's underwear. Long john underwear. Children long john underwear. Okay. With that, don't know what to say. Can only, yeah, I guess that, anyways.
We are more or less gutted. I just got to finish cleaning stuff out and then get this damn thing out. So I'm going to have to cut it. Then I can pull that one section out and then I can go ahead and with these removed, tilt it out, pull it out, and lift it out of the ground, out of the floor. But anyways, yeah, we're getting there. Monica is still here. Monica's still watching over, making sure that I'm not screwing up anything.
Nothing much to see except for it's insulated. So now I'm going to start insulating this wall, because that is the bedroom wall, and it's just to add some sound deadening. You don't need to insulate it for warmth factor, just for sound. So the wires, went ahead and put the staples in to hold them in place so they're not loose and swinging and flopping in the wall. How it should be done. So now we can start to insulate it. You can see it's insulated. Maybe you can tell on camera, maybe you can't. The sound in here, it's more deadened because of the insulation. Got the vapor barrier up. Okay. So we got some drywall up. It's looking pretty decent. I just have a couple screws in this, just holding this bottom one in for now. If you remember what this kind of looked like beforehand, you can see the nails. So there was a 2x6 bracing that went across. There they are on there, up here. These are the new 2x6 I'm going to use for studs to reinforce the old ones. So this was removed. I had one up here, and I had one coming down, and actually another one going across the bottom. Use the Sawzall. Right, metal blade. Go in between. Cut the nails on the one side, then you can bend it, fold it, pull it out. These nails I can knock out with a hammer. So this is what we've got. I pulled some bracing out here. I pulled these little pieces that they made. This was to fill in the big notch they did. That's not going to cut it. So once this cast pipe is out, I'm going to go on the inside of this, up with a new 2x6. That'll be reinforced. And then same with this one here on this other side. I'm going to come down and that'll be reinforced. Took a big old hammer and smashed it. Okay. You see? I busted it off. Now I'm just fishing that pipe out. Barely squeezes through. As you can see, we're pipe free. Okay, so this is the drain, part of the drain pipe. Well, that was part of the vent drain pipe. This was hooked up. This was hooked up. As you can see, just goes straight into the wall. So what I was getting, it's just going to come out. What I was getting was pure methane gas filling up my walls. When the wind blew just right, certain days I'd smell horrible methane gas, and I wasn't too sure where it was coming from. You see, that's where it was. Okay, getting this one set up. As you can see, this piece is now removed. I actually cut this, and then I'll put a screw in, tag it into here. I'm just marking where to notch it for the electrical, then it'll get set in there. Right, studs are in place, they're not screwed down yet. Yeah, so as you can see, that's just roughed in. The only joint that's glued is that one coupler joint on the top. The rest of this is not glued to that, and none of these other fittings are glued in. Just get it fit in, roughed in. I got it. It looks good. It looks clean. It looks kind of how it's supposed to. Next, I will get the sanity down below that connection. It'll run over to a main drain in the furnace room, and then the other one will of course tee over to the tub. So that's my next thing. Okay guys, just wanted to show you a quick something. As I'm pulling this outlet, I'm going to move it over to the wall over here, fill in that hole. But if you look inside, hopefully you can see that. What the hell? That's hooked up. Maybe a little short in the wire. So I put a little piece and it twisted like that. Like what the hell? Do not wire your house this way. Do not do that. That is not cool. I don't care an excuse. Do not do that. Now this is done, obviously. I still gotta reinforce some stuff, but just have it just set in place. Just have these wedging it to hold it. But that's kind of what it's gonna sort of look like. In this, I didn't really get any footage of me making it, but just some 1x6 that I cut and routed out. So up. This is almost perfectly level, a little off. Still need to do some adjustments. However, I need to recess these into these wood supports because the drywall has to come flush over this. I will have a hole in the drywall for these braces that are coming out and through, but for the rest of this needs to be recessed, so I need to router out an 1/8 inch into these wood supports to a high tank toilet. Just a little bit of a sneak peek here. I'm trying to figure out everything. these rubber shims I'm making. That'll give it some cushion for that porcelain to sit on and help space it up. Anyways, that gets compressed, sealing the tank. Then that goes through like so, and then that tightens up. Right, bubble's not 100% perfect, but still got to put the washers, whatever else underneath. So you can see, got these rubber washers made. See this interesting contraption? So that's curved, so it angles down and pushes, right? As the air comes in, it'll flow, arc around, and then come back down, directing it towards the floor. Another piece that's angled to help direct the air flow down towards the ground, but just got it sat in there. Just getting some downward flow from it. There we go. So I got those deflectors made. Okay, here's the progress report. Everything's looking good. That's the support for the shower head for the tub. Those braces are in. PEX is all done. Heater duct done. Got that cut out. The floor drain. Got those braces I got to put in this edge and in here. Does it need it? No. But I'm going to put it in anyways, give it some extra support. This is pretty much ready for drywall, more or less. The electrical, I got everything tagged down so it's nice and neat and not flopping in the wall how it should be. You see this, there is movement. It's not so tight that this is pinched. You don't want to hammer those staples in so much that it pinches your electrical. You don't want to damage the insulation and cause electrical fire. And yes, Monica's still here. Hey Monica, just watching over, making sure I'm not screwing up anything. This door frame, let's take a look at it. See that uneven gap? Part of that is from the builder who did it before, and the fact that these hinges tore out there, so the door ain't sitting quite plumb. But yes, I gotta redo this frame. I used 1x4. Now what I'm going to do, I'll use 1x4 for the front, for the top, for the back. I'm going to use a deck board. That's a little thicker. I'm going to have a full inch versus 3/4 of an inch. That's a little bit more for those hinge screws to bite into. So less chance of those stripping out and giving me a problem down the road. I still have to put in my vent for the, well, shower vent, because when this gets all hot and steamy we want to vent that out, so I've got to throw that in. Then I can finish wiring the electrical for it. So I got my switch for the vent, and then the plug-in and light switch. This is going to here. It's not wired yet. As soon as the drywall's up and I can hang my light, then that can all be wired in.
Now this side, let's see, this drywall, it's not 100% done yet. I'm actually going to throw in a couple more screws here to add some more strength. It's probably just fine, but with all the tile that'll be on there, it's a good amount of weight. I don't want it pulling away from the wall. I also got to go around and by hand tighten in all these screws so they're all dimpled in and recessed properly. The dimpler just doesn't do 100% of a job on that, but close enough. Yeah, we are that much closer to getting this thing tiled. The floor here, I was going to say that it was ready to be patched in, but I decided that I'm going to put a brace across here to give it some more support, so when the toilet's on there, there's no rocking. I don't want my throwing or rocking. I want it nice and stable. I don't want a crack in the tile. I'm going to use uncoupling membrane, which will help from any movement that the floor has to keep it from transferring into the tile, but I am using a large format tile, 1 foot by 2 foot, and I do not want any cracks going through there. Smaller tile, you can get away with a little bit more movement, I believe, because while smaller, you might get some cracking in the grout line, but at least the tiles won't crack. But in this case, it's a large format of tile. Don't want any movement, so I am going to put a brace in there. I just thought of that now. So yet another thing I got to do, but it's a good thing. I'm glad I caught myself and thought of that. That'll just be that much better. Yeah, go ahead. Leave comments down below. What do you think I should do with old Monica? I'm thinking that might be a good place for her. Right behind the medicine cabinet. Somebody might find that 30 years down the road, pull the medicine cabinet out and find her. Might be a good surprise. I don't know. What do you think? Should I stick her in the wall or throw her out? She got too old and nasty now that maybe she just needs to be thrown out. Anyways, leave comments.